Buenas tardes a todos, ¿cómo estamos? Bienvenidos al canal YouTube Sports Máximo. Soy José María y estamos aquí con Vampyr. Vamos a ver jugar con él 2 horitas más esta tarde, porque a las 7, repito, tenemos Lies of P, ¿vale? El famoso Pinocho marioneta. Vamos a tener a las 7 de la tarde. Ya se puede jugar a las 5 si tiene Game Pass. Pero me va mal porque tenía programado a las 5 Vampyr, ¿vale? Entonces lo vamos a poner a las 7 el otro. Este juego lo vamos a terminar hoy, esta noche. Me da igual si no duermo, pero hoy se termina este juego, sí o sí. Así que vamos allá. Y recordar, esta noche a las 10:15 seguimos con Vampyr hasta que se termine. Me da igual si no se duerme, pero vamos, hay que terminarlo. Esta noche no es la última sesión con él. Vamos a curar a estos dos.
Good evening, Miss Cox.
Hello again, Dr. Reed. What do you want?
Can I offer you my medical help, Miss Cox?
Giving out for free? You'd make a poor businessman, Dr. Reed.
Hola, Pachi, buenas tardes.
Perhaps I would. Please, take this. You'll feel better.
Thank you. But don't expect me to owe you anything.
Can I see what you have to sell?
As long as you have money, I'll show you all I have.
14 mejoras.
Without the wet boots kicking, right, these parts would be running.
Importante mejora del arma. Importante, muy importante. Placa empuñadura eficaz. Una placa. A ver, esto.
Good evening, Miss Cox.
Hello again, Dr. Reed. What do you want?
Can I see what you have to sell?
As long as you have money, I'll show you all I have.
Vale, tengo para este a full. Y esto. Don Tato, buenas tardes. Estoy instalándome Tina Chiquitina Motherlands, edición completa en el PC, deseando probarlo. Felicidades, Don Tato, un gran juego, el mejor de las sagas de Borderlands. Sí, a las 7 de la tarde, en Gianix 2, a las 7 de la tarde lo probaremos. Lo probaremos, por probar no pasa nada, ¿no?
what they say. Then the gang, the epidemics, everyone to throw in the pain.
A ver. Vale. Me falta aquí. Revólver ese final. Y aquí. Me faltan 4 piezas de empuñadura eficaz. 4 piezas de empuñadura eficaz.
Good evening, Miss Cox.
Hello again, Dr. Reed. What do you want?
Buenas tardes, Alejandro.
Can I see what you have to sell?
As long as you have money, I'll show you all I have.
No tengo nada más aquí. Ya está, ya no se puede hacer nada más. Vale. Ay, no, la que tengo. La hacha sí, la hacha quiero mejorar el hacha. Ahora que me acuerdo, el hacha sí. El hacha quiero mejorarla. Este, 36. Aluminio de polvo y esquila de aluminio. Hostia, me lo tengo que apuntar, tío. No tengo tanta memoria. O le hago una fotito y miraré los componentes que me faltan, tío. Es que si no, te vuelvo loco, tío. Hago una fotito. Y así me acordaré de lo que le falta. Ahora voy a comprarle a esta señora, si lo tiene. Y hacemos esta mejora. Vale,
For now, everything seems...
Good evening, Miss Cox.
Hello again, Dr. Reed. What do you want?
Can I see what you have to sell?
As long as you have money,
María se tiene que contratar a
I'll
un
show you
secreto
all I
gamer
have.
para los avances, detalles, misiones, etcétera. Jaja. Para eso están los juegos, para llamarlos o que no. A ver, ahora menos mal. Es que sé qué pasa, tengo que estar pendiente con vosotros y con lo que del juego y con carito. Aluminio en polvo, necesito 3. Aluminio en polvo. Aquí. Ah, pues tengo que vender, que no tengo bastante dinero. Tengo que vender cosas. Esquirla de aluminio.
Good evening, Miss Cox.
Hello again, Dr. Reed. What do you want?
Can I see what you have to sell?
As long as you have money, I'll show you all I have.
Vamos para arriba. faltan 2 remaches. Me faltan más remaches.
Good evening, Miss Cox.
Hello again, Dr. Reed. What do you want?
Can I see what you have to sell?
As long as you have money, I'll show you all I have.
Vale, ahora sí que estamos muy bien. Ahora sí que estamos muy bien. Ahora sí, señores. Ahora sí. Lo que es... Ya está, ya está. Vamos, está todo bien hecho. Ahora sí. Ahora de que venga cualquier super vampiro nos lo vamos a comer.
Without the wet boots keeping things straight, these parts will be running completely amok.
Bueno, a ver. Vámonos a hacer la misión principal. ¿No? Porque aquí... A ver, no,
The
espérate.
sewer dog's fault,
Hablemos con
they
este
say.
señor.
Then the gangs, the epidemic.
Hay un señor.
Everyone's throwing the
Vamos a
blame.
curar a este que está resfriado.
I must look a fool. Heartens me to know you can't see me, my sweet queen. Perhaps we should have listened to what the idiot had to say.
You again. What do you want? Do you need medical help, sir?
Yeah, I do. If you can throw in some drugs, I could find use for that too.
So you can sell them on the black market? Sorry. I'll only provide you with exactly what you need.
Fair enough, Dr. Reed. Don't cost me nothing to ask.
I know you believe monsters are real, Booth.
They are. I know, I saw one, but no one believes me.
Tell me what you saw.
It was a few years ago. Clay Cox was still the boss then. He'd sent me to the shipyard to find out who was stealing tools and ropes at night.
Es que, Don
First, I
Tato,
thought it was an old lady
es que
with
si
a
no
limp,
mejoras tú...
frail,
Aquí es un
crooked.
RPG, ¿eh? Si tú no
Then I saw her
mejoras
grab a
tus
bloody
armas,
beam and lift
el
it
personaje
like
es tan te revienta
I shouted.
fácilmente.
It looked straight at me.
Te viene un
Do you know
minibot,
what
te
it
revienta en
was?
este
It
juego.
was all eyes.
Tienes que ir con mucho cuidado con
Long
eso.
teeth, but I couldn't see his face. I
Okay.
shot at it when it moved towards me and I hit it. Then it
Como todos los
jumped,
RPGs,
vanished in the
tienes que darle un
shadows.
You
tiempo
could have
en mejorar
imagined all that.
tus armas y el
These
personaje.
docks can be
Si no,
so
te
gloomy
revientan.
at night, with the fog and the wind and the boats creaking.
No, Doctor. That night I saw the fucking sewer dog for real. It's not a beast like the stories say. It's the ghost of an old woman. Bullets can't stop it. But no one believes me.
Are your friends mocking you?
Even Edwina told me once to never speak about it, but I know what I saw. And it wasn't human. Not human at all.
Vale, esta ya tiene todas las pistas resueltas. Pero este tiene nivel 4. Yo tengo 3, no puedo chupar la sangre. Y su amiga tiene nivel 5. Pero bueno.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby.
Vale. Vamos a tener que hacer la misión principal. Pues podemos ir por aquí abajo, ¿no? Por arriba, que no sé. No, por aquí no. ha pillado.
Domain, young Echo! Turn you to dust!
Fuerte eran estos dos. Qué fuerte eran.
Burn it, boys! Christ! He's dead! Doesn't like fire, does it? Leeches! Look at it! Gone up like leeches!
It's locked, all right. I have this thirst for blood. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Hostia, ¿cómo entro aquí dentro? Tengo que averiguar. ¿Soy de aquí?
It's locked.
La puerta no se vería desde este lado. Joder, entonces ¿de dónde, tío? Tengo que pasar por aquí. No. Hostia puta, que tantas calles, estas calles me vuelvo loco. Menos mal que tener un mapa. Si no lo veas, tío. No me aclaro, Por aquí. No, por aquí no. Tiene que ser dando el rodeo. Dando el rodeo. Buenas tardes, Javier. Josu. ¿Qué tal, campeones? No han dicho nada de otros Watch Dogs. No han dicho nada.
I cannot enter.
¡Ah! Dios mío, puerta cerrada. Cerrada, tío. Es que yo ya... Todos los nervios. un hombre lobo.
It's locked.
You again? What do you want?
Are you worried about the sanitary situation in London?
Chaos is rising, Dr. Reed. This city is about to crumble.
You almost sound happy.
This world needs to die, Dr. Reed. And from the ashes, a new one will emerge with more equity and freedom.
Well, I'll leave you for now. Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
You again? What do you want?
A ti nada, a ti nada,
Well,
nada.
I'll leave you for now. Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
Me he equivocado.
Glad to see you again, Mr. Reed.
Do you have recent news of Sean Hampton's shelter? Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
Welcome back to my humble shelter, Dr. Reed. Are you here to subdue me again?
No, Sean. I just came by to see how you are.
I feel all right. Why'd you ask?
Are you still feeding on corpses?
No. It's almost as though the blood you forced me to drink has provided me eternal satisfaction.
How is the sanitary situation in this part of town?
There's a lot of sadness and pain in my flock. I believe we're not fully through the crisis. You should do something about it if you can, Doctor.
How are things in your shelter? Between the mortals and the immortals, I mean.
Do you remember Tom Watts? A vampire killed him.
Tom took a huge risk keeping his bar open all night.
What afflicts me the most is that whoever drank his blood simply used him as a blood flask. Tom deserved to be granted immortal life among us.
Farewell, Sean. Take good care of your flock.
Y
And
cuide
of
su
yourself.
rebaño.
I know I promised you I'd make everything right.
nada.
This is no place for a gentleman! Sir, step away! Over there! There's one of them birds! Over there! There's one of them birds!
Hijo puta. Joder, cerrado, tío.
It's locked.
Cerrado, tío. Yo no sé por dónde pasar, tío. Me doy vueltas como un gilipollas, pero, tío, buscando cómo llegar, la forma de cómo llegar allí. Y no sé cómo llegar, tío. No sé cómo llegar. No sé cómo llegar. Esa puerta cerrada. Hostia de oro. Joder, tío. Es que. Joder. No sé, tío. Tiene que haber una forma, pero no tengo ni idea. Por aquí.
This is despicable.
Y José, el domingo es mi cumple y me regalas una PS5. Ostras. ¿Y por aquí? Por aquí me dejará. ¿Lo ves? No. No, tío, no. No sé cómo llegar. Aquí no sé cómo llegar, tío. No sé cómo llegar. Desde aquí a lo mejor una canterilla o algo. Algo por debajo. ¿Tiene que ser algo por debajo? Que no es normal, tío. A lo mejor una alcantarilla o algo.
What have we here? Lost your horse, Governor? Or are you just out of your mind?
Llave pequeña. Una llave de gran tamaño, probablemente utilizada para abrir una puerta robusta. Vale.
I cannot enter. It's locked.
A lo mejor esa ya que he cogido puede abrir la puerta de antes. Que no lo sé. A las... Sadie, buenas tardes. A las 7 lo probaremos. No, pero me han dicho que es más difícil el... Más difícil el... Este... Lies of Pig, más difícil que Bloodborne. No se puede pasar, tío. A lo mejor entrando a este edificio atravieso y voy al otro lado. Puede ser. No sé, tío. No sé, tío. No sé. No sé cómo llegar allí. No sé cómo llegar allí, señores. Tiene que haber una forma que me deje. Pues no lo veo.
I cannot enter.
Joder, su puta madre, tío. Me cago en toya, hostia. Joder. Joder. Por aquí arriba. Así que aquí se las manchas de sangre. Digan. Sí, demà a la tarde m'ha dit l'hora, demà tarda. Home, pues ja t'ho diré. Un segon. A les 8. Vale? Aneu.
vampire I saw earlier. This war takes no prisoners.
Por aquí nunca he estado, ¿eh?
It's locked. The West End. Never have I felt so sad to be back home.
Ya está, ya hemos llegado a la zona. Ya hemos llegado a la zona, señores. Joder, lo que me ha costado, tío, Lo que me ha costado encontrar esto. No lo terminé el Art Infinitum. Me queda una horita. Hora y media. Pero claro, tiene prioridad este juego que quiero completarlo. Y tiene prioridad hay que probarlo en Lies of P. Bueno, para esta semana lo terminamos,
I can't believe I'm doing this. I have this thirst for blood.
Parece que él vivía en este lado, en esta zona. Lo que ha dicho.
Steady, boys, we've got one.
The Ascalon Club. The heart of British vampire society. Not quite as subtle as I expected. Good evening, sir. Please forgive me for disturbing you. I'm a doctor.
I never judge a man by his title, but by his attitude. And you are not disturbing me at all. I am Calhoun Russell, and I welcome
Ya nos
you.
quedan poquita hora. Yo creo que esta noche lo terminamos, señores. Si hace falta no se duerme.
I'm Doctor.
Hoy no tenemos ese clip. Tenemos este que tenemos que completarlo.
Welcome, Dr. Reed. Welcome to my humble shop.
Is it not a little too late to be trading?
On the contrary, it is the perfect hour. Believe me, my friend, it is always at night that you meet the most fascinating characters.
But what about the epidemic? The bombs and raids? And all the random violence?
Please, sir, this is London, England. We will prevail. And if a bomb must fall on my shop, then I'll be there to hear it falling.
So you prefer to work at night?
Oh, I also enjoy a sunny day like everybody else. But the night always has a certain je ne sais quoi of its own.
How is the situation in this part of town?
Life is good and peaceful. We're lucky to live in such an era of progress and wonders.
Are you not concerned about the epidemic?
Oh, I'm sure the authorities would take the appropriate measure if the danger were that high.
You cannot expect the newspapers to expose the truth while the war is still raging. I can assure you that the situation here is desperate.
Well, that's news then. But I can't believe that things are that bad. Are you sure you're not exaggerating a bit? For the thrill of it?
What can you tell me about this place?
I recently found the best steak and kidney pie in the city. I'd be glad to share the
Voy a hacer
address.
pis. Ahora vengo, señores. Ahora vengo.
I must confess, I have quite specific tastes when it comes to nutrition.
Really? Well, I'm always happy to try new exotic meals. If you ever find an intriguing table, please share the address.
Finding a good restaurant? Is that really all that interests you?
Oh, I have many passions, but nothing brings me ecstasy like subtle and exquisite flavors from my teeth to my belly.
Do you need medical help?
You would save my life, Dr. Reed. I have not felt so bad in many years.
Don't worry. There is nothing serious to fear. I have seen far worse, I can assure you.
I cannot imagine the pain these people must face then. You have my gratitude, Doctor. This disease has ruined my appetite.
Do you have any family nearby?
Not since my parents died. I'm London's lone gourmet.
London's lone gourmet. What a strange title.
I used that name in my early years when I was a food critic, and I kept it.
Really? But you seem to be such a pleasant and
Sergi, me parece que
I'm afraid
esta
the
parte
real head of
final
this has to be some
es la
time.
más guapa, ¿no,
I discovered
Sergi?
ecstasy as a solitary
Tiene
pleasure,
pinta, ¿no?
but it does not mean it can't ever be shared.
I may have a look at your goods, Mr. Russell.
Remember, don't let any...
Good evening, sir. May I have your attention, please?
Come on, Johnny. Don't you recognize your oldest friend?
Clarence. Clarence Crossley. How are you? My God. So you survived the war too. So sorry I didn't recognize you at first.
I almost didn't recognize you either. War does that to men, I heard. In my case, it was true, for I witnessed the horror that lies underneath.
When did you escape the war and return to London?
You know what's funny? I almost never think about the war. Not anymore. I'm involved in another kind of battle now.
I know what you mean. I haven't had much time to think about the war either since my return.
Of course. With the epidemic, I bet you've been busy as well. Forgive me, Johnny, I didn't want to sound selfish.
What is this new battle?
I saw terrible things during the war. Horrors I thought I'd forget. They're here too. They're everywhere. Vampires.
How is your wife, Venus?
We've spent so much time away from each other. And so many things have happened.
No crees que me quede mucho... Hombre, tengo una misión secundaria, pero esta noche lo completamos, Sergi. Esta noche sí.
Is everything all right at home? Surely Venus.
Esta noche lo completamos. Entonces nos metemos a tope con
Have you forgot what people
Assassin's
are like
Creed,
in this part of town, Johnny?
la hermandad.
Venus fears for our family reputation. Now her husband has become the village idiot.
But you're alive. You returned in one piece and you have a family. How many soldiers can say the same?
Todo el mundo me pregunta lo mismo. El Baldur's Gate 3 es muy largo y muy denso. No puedo jugar ahora mismo con él, Joshua, hasta que no esté más tranquilo. Ahora tengo otro juego que tengo que completar. El día 21 empecé a mirar maratón con Cyberpunk. No puedo. No tengo más tiempo. Migraña.
Do you need medical assistance, Clarence?
It's a little late for visiting hours, don't you think?
What can I say? I haven't lost my old habits.
I hope we're talking about the same habits, old friend.
Sí, es el mejor de la saga de Ezio. Sí, sí, sí.
You need some rest, Clarence. You should try to sleep.
I'm hungry. Where's... Good evening, Dr. Reed. A great night, what?
Goodbye, Mr. Russell. I'm sure you'll take care of yourself. Good evening, Avery.
Mr. Jonathan, I can't believe my own eyes. Oh, you have come back too late, sir. Far too late.
I know, Avery. I know about Mary and my mother.
I'm so sorry. It was my duty to watch over her. She left the house in the middle of the night. The police said...
It's all right, Avery.
Buah, ese juego es muy largo, Pachi. Y me gusta mucho ese juego, pero es que no tengo tiempo para un juego tan largo.
You're the master of the house.
No tengo tiempo.
I'd understand.
Mira que comprado el Skyrim en Xbox y en Play 5. Mira si me gusta ese juego, pero no tengo tiempo.
What is the situation in this part of town?
For a time, the West End seemed spared by the epidemic. But the situation is getting much worse.
Have you no relatives anywhere? I'll understand if you want to take a few days to see family.
Your father managed to guarantee my earnings as long as I take care of this house, sir. My sisters are dead, and I've never met my nephews. I'll stay, sir.
How was life in this house while I was away?
It was sad, sir. Miss Mary moved here in July after she lost her baby and husband. So I stayed to serve both her and your mother.
How was my mother?
Miss Reed was very frail. After Miss Mary was found dead, your mother started talking to herself. She said she was speaking to the dead. She even said that she had seen you.
How was Mary?
Miss Mary went out looking for you every night after you had written to say that you were coming back. She was sure you were alive. She'll never know she was right.
I'm sorry I could not be here for Mary's funeral.
Your mother was strong, sir, but your support would have been appreciated. Apart from the priest and I,
Parecido de largo.
no one else attended your sister's funeral.
No, no.
To be present at the funeral.
El más largo que he jugado ahora es Borderlands 3. Y ahora Borderlands 2 es un poco más corto, me han
But
dicho.
I'm sorry, I simply could not attend.
I would not dare to question your absence, Mr. Jonathan.
Este lo terminaré
All
justo
I can
entre
say
40 y
is
50
that we
horas.
missed you a great
Este.
deal during these
No
difficult
es tan largo.
days.
What are the arrangements for my mother's funeral?
There will be no funeral, sir. No ceremony whatsoever, because of the sanitary situation.
Where is her body then?
I'm afraid your mother's body was moved to a mass grave somewhere. I have no other information. Civil service is paralyzed, sir, and London is crumbling down.
Tell me the truth, Avery. Do you feel forced to stay here? Would you leave this house without the arrangement made by my father?
No, sir. I have nowhere else to go. And I promised your father I'd take care of his family as long as I lived.
This house is dead, Avery. There is a curse on this family. You really should consider leaving.
If only you
Bueno,
could have
Ad
been here
Infinitum,
sooner or more often.
me queda una horita.
Maybe
Lo
this
voy
house
a
would
terminar.
not be that empty. But you're here now, sir. So my task
Pasa
is
que
not
ese juego me pone los nervios porque no tiene mapa. Y en juegos que no tienen mapa me pone los nervios.
You have served this family extremely well, Avery. Your support during these terrible times is much appreciated.
Then I will stay. All I ask is that you take care of my own funeral if I die before the end of the epidemic. No mass grave, please, sir.
Do you really think I neglected my mother, Avery?
Yes.
I see. Well, please go on. Speak freely. It's not as if there is anything left to treasure in this house.
Just like your father. You always had this capacity to focus only on what interests you. It surely helped you become a great doctor, but not such a great son.
¿Tiene neumonía? Vale, tiene neumonía. Nivel 4, yo tengo el 3. No me lo puedo comer ahora, pero voy a dar la cura.
Do you need medical attention, Avery?
I won't refuse, sir. I don't feel that good these days.
Here is your prescription. You'll feel better soon enough.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Avery. We'll talk later.
Your bedroom is ready as always. Good night, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Vale, está su cama.
I cannot enter.
Me centrar. visto algo aquí.
It's locked.
Good evening, miss.
Oh my god, no. Please, Mr. Vampire, don't kill me. Please, no. I'm too young to die. I still have so much to offer this world.
Wait, no. Why do you think I would... What?
Don't worry, Dr. Reed. I know you wouldn't harm me. Mother told me you were in this part of town and might drop by.
Your mother?
My name is Charlotte, sir. Charlotte Ashbury. My mother taught me long ago how to recognize the signs that betray a vampire.
I understand she also taught you how to tease and...
A mí este juego me ha encantado muchísimo. Este es uno de los juegos que más me ha gustado del año.
Miss Charlotte. What do you think about this part of town?
I was raised here, and I suppose it feels like home. You grew up in this part of town too, did you not?
Yes, I was born a few streets away.
A small world, is it not? Did you ever imagine that my mother was your neighbor all that time? That you could have met her in a dark alley at night?
You won't trick me twice, young lady. We both know Lady Ashbury never hunts or attacks prey at random.
Come on, Doctor. Don't tell me you never thought about that possibility. Her fangs on your neck. Oh, are you blushing, Dr. Reed?
Sí, el motor FES está muy guapo, pero gráficamente no se puede comparar con Forza Horizon, porque Forza Horizon 5 está un escalón por encima. Lo bueno que tiene motor FES, que supera al Forza Horizon 5, es una cosa solo. Es que las carreras hay más variedad. Tienes coches, motos, motos de agua, aviones, avionetas, ¿no? Entonces, son carreras diferentes. Entonces, gráficamente sí que le supera a Forza Horizon, pero lo que es la variedad de las carreras son diferentes.
Is there something that's bothering you?
Too much selfishness and individualism for my taste. Even when there was no epidemic.
Even if that's partly true.
Sí, el problema está que no está en español ni latino. Motor FES está en inglés. Algo que no entiendo yo.
I suppose you're right. But society must reform and renew itself, or we are all done for.
Tell me about your adoption.
What do you want to know?
Who are your real parents?
Elizabeth Ashbury is my real mother. She raised me and has taken care of me all my life. I have no idea who my progenitors are or were.
Do you live with her?
I still spend a lot of time in my mother's mansion, but I have my own house now. I have a life to live, you see. And one day, I'll have my death to face.
How did you meet Lady Ashbury?
First, I was an orphan in the institution for girls she manages in the West End. When I was 10, she adopted me, and I have lived with her ever since.
Did you know she was a vampire when she picked you?
The correct word is Ekon, Doctor. And no, I had no idea why my mother only showed up at night. She told me everything when I turned 16, though I suspected the truth for a long time before that.
What exactly has your mother told you about me?
Your name and profession, obviously, and the mystery about your maker. I'm sorry to hear about what happened to your sister, sir. Mother says it was not your fault.
Does it not scare you to know what I am? What your mother is?
Why should it? My mother is the most compassionate woman. Must I be wary of her, Dr. Reed? Or you?
Of course not. You have nothing to fear from me, or your mother.
Good to know. And don't worry, my mother told me everything I need to know about vampire tricks, their nature as well as features.
Your mother is not like any other vampire I've met.
I believe she thinks the same about you, Dr. Reed.
What are you doing out here?
You mean what do I do outside at night since I am a woman? Let me ask you a question, sir. Would you ask the same question of a man?
Actually, yes. I ask the same question to everyone who dares to go outside at night, considering the risks.
Well, if you must know, I campaign for the right to vote for all women. Why should I wait to the age of 30 years when men can vote at 21?
Lo más seguro que sí, ¿eh? Motorfest más adelante estará que en paz. Lo más seguro que sí, ¿eh? Digo yo, ¿eh?
Are you a suffragette, then? Oh, you really are Elizabeth's girl. Without a doubt.
All adult women have the right to vote in the US, in New Zealand, and in Australia. But women here can't vote unless they are property owners.
No need to convince me, Miss Charlotte. I have shared your opinion for a long time, even before I met Emmeline Pankhurst.
Really? Oh. Now I see why my mother appreciates you so much. Too bad there aren't more men like you in the vicinity.
How are the locals reacting to your claims?
People here can't wait for a wall to be built to isolate the West End from the rest of town. That's how progressive they are. If this happens, Emily and I will blow it up.
Explosives are very dangerous, young lady. And who is this Emily?
She is my best friend, and a suffragette too. She was supposed to campaign with me tonight, but hasn't turned up.
Have you any reason to be worried about her?
Recently, Emily started to believe in... well, she got interested in vampires. I'm afraid she might be in trouble.
Let me guess. You spoke to her about us, didn't you? Despite your mother's warning. I think I should try to find your friend.
Oh, that would be top-notch. I can tell you where she might have gone. You have my thanks, Dr. Reed. And please, don't tell my mother.
Do you know why Lady Ashbury chose you to become her daughter?
No, I don't. Each time I ask her that question, she smiles and says it's precisely because I dare to ask such questions.
Do you ever regret that she chose you?
Of course not. Though I often wonder if she adopted others before me. If so, where are they buried? How was it for them to pass through life with a never-aging mother?
Why do you still hope to become a vampire in spite of your mother's refusal?
It's the immortal aspect of vampires that interests me. The world won't improve unless women take charge. I'm convinced of that.
You're obviously a clever woman with a good education and a brilliant future. But have you thought about the price you'd have to pay? The loneliness, the necessary masquerade.
Is it not true of every high position? To change this world and make it a better place, one needs time on one's side.
Your mother has refused to turn you into a vampire. Tell me more about it.
Each time we argue, Mother expresses the same fear. She wants me to remain alive and full of joy, rather than become melancholy and immortal. She claims you can't have one without the other. It's pure selfishness.
It's your mother's choice. As daughters and sons, we have to accept the decisions our parents make for us despite our own wishes.
I love my mother, and have accepted everything from her. Even that she named me Charlotte, when it was not my original name.
Does it bother you?
No. Whoever I was when I was born, I am now Charlotte Ashbury. It hurts as much as it makes me proud to know that's the name my mother will read on my tombstone.
Your mother has walked this earth for much longer than
Pero-
you or I. She is wise, and we should not ignore her advice when we disagree with it.
Pero Pachi,
Why shouldn't I be
gráficamente,
allowed to forge my
¿tú
own
cuántos puntos le das,
experience?
Pachi,
There
al
can't be
Motor
only
Fest?
one
En
righteous way
gráfico,
to deal
del
with
1 al 10.
eternity.
Tell me, Charlotte, how do you plan to achieve eternal life, since you've obviously given it a lot of thought?
I won't give up. You have no idea how determined I am, sir. I may contract a deadly disease. I may throw myself under a
Buenas tardes,
carriage
Javier.
just to be saved by her sweet kiss.
That's a disturbing answer, young lady. And the worst part of it is, I know you speak the truth.
There are less dangerous ways, Doctor. Instead of throwing myself under a horse like Emily Davison, I could just throw myself into your arms.
Stop playing this game at once, Charlotte. This is unworthy of you, of your mother, and of myself.
I'm sorry, Dr. Reed. Please forgive me. That was stupid.
Vale, ya me la comeré cuando tenga nivel 5. Y está el 3.
Goodbye, Charlotte. Give my best
Él está al
regards to
3
your
y ella al
mother
5.
when you see her.
No lo puede,
She's been
no
quite
puede
busy these last few nights.
comérsela.
I suspect you may see her before me.
Voy a desbloquear la puerta de abajo. Eso es lo que voy a hacer.
Good evening, miss. Can I help you? I'm a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I am Karina Billow. I don't need any doctor. The rats. Where are the rats?
Miss, you don't seem well at all. Are you afraid of rats? Has one bitten you?
No, it's me who bites them. Tasty, juicy,
Esta es vampira.
I
¿Le
can't
gusta comer
stop eating
ratas?
them. Help me, please. Help me to disobey the voice.
¿Está sana? ¿Está sana? Yo pensaba que no. Espera un momento. Karina, sana, nivel 2.
What happened to you?
The rats. The answer hides in
O sea, ya no podemos dejar esto
crunchy bones.
hasta que no...
Their juicy, tiny brains.
Hasta que no pueda guardar la partida. No podemos ir a los de 18 hasta que no podemos guardar la partida aquí. Y aquí para guardar hay que ir a dormir.
Voice in my head.
¿No? Hay que ir a dormir. Y a dormir no puedo ir hasta que no tenga
Drink their blood, he said. Eat their
unos puntos necesarios para evolucionar.
Do you feel compelled to obey that voice, Miss Billow? Even if you're loath to submit to it?
Yes. Please. Help.
Tell me about the voice in your head. Who is it? Can you describe it? Is it someone you know? Someone you met?
Keep your mouth shut, he said. Don't ever speak about me, or I'll abandon you. Help me, please, Doctor.
Tell me about yourself, Miss Billow. What do you do for a living?
Oh, I'm hungry. Need to eat? Have you got something for me? Blood, perhaps? Can you give me blood, Dr. Reed?
Don't you remember who you are, miss? What you did for work?
I was strong, proud. I campaigned for good causes. But that was before. Before. It does not matter anymore. I'm so hungry.
What is the local news hereabouts, Miss Billow?
Shadows. Shadows hunting shadows. Whispers in the dark. Pestilence. Suffering. Death.
I must go now. Goodbye, Miss Billow.
La puerta está abierta.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Jonathan, is that you? I did not know you were back in London. Oh, my dear Johnny, I'm so sorry for your loss. Mary was such a sweetheart.
Thank you, Venus. May I come in?
I was going to bed, actually.
Forgive me.
Necesito el nivel 4
With the epidemic,
para poder entrar.
I tend to forget people are supposed to sleep at night.
I'll tell you what. Come back tomorrow for tea. I'll be glad to see you then.
Vale, la puerta ya está abierta.
It's locked, all right.
best stay back, sir. Murdering bastard!
There's one of them birds!
Step away, sir.
Can't believe I'm doing this.
El Lies of P, ahora. Déjame que guarde la partida. Tengo que encontrar una habitación para dormir.
I have this thirst for blood.
Puta, me ha pillado, tío. Qué rápido ha sido.
that leech is far!
A restaurant where the guests are blindfolded before being seated. Intriguing. It's locked.
Señores, ¿y si lo ponemos en reposo? Sergi, si yo lo pongo la consola en reposo, no se pierde nada, ¿no? ¿Alguien me puede confirmar que si lo dejamos ya? Porque yo para guardar partida, pero hay que saber cuándo lo voy a guardar. Nos metemos al Pinocho. A ver, ¿se puede o no se puede hacer eso? Señores, si dejo la consola en reposo, cuando arranquemos la D4 podemos arrancar desde aquí, ¿no? No hace falta que guarde partida, ¿no? A ver, ¿alguien me puede confirmar? Seri, ¿no? ¿Qué? ¿El qué no? Estoy en la Play 5, claro. Joder, macho, pero es que no puedo, tío. Mira, voy a poner el Pinocho a las 8, tío. Y así me da tiempo, tío. Voy a poner el Pinocho a las 8 en lugar de las 7. Así me da tiempo de guardar partida. No he puesto a las 8 el de Pinocho, a las 8. Así vamos tranquilos, que no quiero perder la partida, ¿sabes? Ahora que estoy muy avanzado, no me arriesgo, tío. En la Xbox ya le he puesto a las 8. Es que la Xbox es que hay que resume, pero aquí no hay que resume. A mí me da miedo que, ¿sabes? Tu serie me da miedo que tengamos el problema ese. No. No voy a arriesgarme. Por aquí no es. Buenas tardes, Franco Javier. A las 8 tenemos el Pinocho. ¿Sabes qué pasa? Que aquí no tenemos que ir resume, como la Xbox. Y no me arriesgo a que salga de aquí y no se quede guardada la partida.
Do you know where you are standing right now?
In front of the Ascalon Club, I presume.
The Ascalon Club only summons or ostracizes. What is your business tonight?
I received an invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed. Please proceed. Lord Redgrave is waiting on you upstairs.
¿No tiene HDR el de Pinocho? ¿No tiene?
There has been quite a battle here. I'm sure the Ascalon Club has the money to replace the furniture.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed.
I cannot enter.
¿Dónde está el tío que tengo que ver? Tengo que ver a un tío aquí. Hasta aquí.
It's locked, all right.
Está arriba. Está aquí.
Good evening. We repel the intruders for now.
¿Cuál me recomiendas? ¿Qué modo?
My good friends, if I may have your attention. Behold our visitor, the good Dr. Reed. Newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bansher was no match for him.
Here, here, here.
Come forward, young Ekon, for we have so much to discuss. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. I am Lord Redgrave, Earl of Bristol and chairman of this exclusive association.
Lord Redgrave.
At last we meet. I've been eager to make your acquaintance. I've heard some astounding things about you. Please accept my condolences for your loss, Dr. Reed.
Thank you, my lord. Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet me.
Yes. The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not always reliable. Is she a good friend of yours?
Yes, she is. I may even say I admire her probity and her kindness. She has helped me since I was reborn.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely, especially if she is immortal. Too prone to emotions, if you ask me. Too fickle when it comes to important decisions.
My lord, do not expect me to speak ill of Lady Ashbury.
Of course not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak of the Skull Plague that threatens London and the country. You have been on the front line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the prominent heads of Great Britain.
Why do you suddenly need me?
The Ascalon Club only recruits the best, and you definitely fit the bill. Your scientific and medical reputation alone would qualify you as a candidate.
You want me to find possible sources of the outbreak in the West End. Is that it?
Ah, straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reed, but first, I should like to get to know you better.
Talk? Is that the only reason you asked me here?
Well, no. I also wanted to meet the intriguing Ekon, who made such a powerful progeny of his sister. You have not learned the name of your maker, am I correct?
No, I haven't.
Have no embarrassment, Dr. Reed. We all make mistakes. But whatever your lineage, you are definitely Ascalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you to become a member of the Ascalon Club, and to serve me as such.
Before I accept, I have so many questions.
Please ask.
What does it mean to be a member of the Ascalon Club?
It means that you swear to protect the interests of the Crown, that you become a loyal servant of the British Empire.
Am I supposed to follow orders?
As founder and chairman of the club, I alone am entitled to make demands of our members, and I do appreciate obedience.
Do you have any official recognition from the government? A charter from His Majesty the King?
No. Of course, the Ascalon Club publicly supports the Empire, but the true nature of its members remains a secret.
What is the Ascalon Club's express purpose?
We follow the credo of William Marshall, the greatest knight who ever lived. As was he, we are sworn to protect the British Empire.
What does Ascalon mean?
Ascalon was the lance wielded by St. George, glorious patron saint of England when he slew the dragon. And like that lance, we pierce the hearts of all our nation's enemies.
William Marshall founded the Ascalon Club.
Not exactly. William Marshall granted me immortality, and I founded the club a few years later. The good knight has been gone for so long.
I killed Fergal, who claimed to be one of yours, sent to cleanse the East End of all skulls. Will his death be an issue?
Do not worry. My priorities have changed. Fergal was a zealous servant of mine, but like any servant, he had his limitations and is readily replaced if necessary.
I agree to join the club.
This is good news. Good news indeed in these crucial times. Let's inform the Assembly formally and proceed with your initiation.
My initiation?
Fear not. Nothing fancy nor dangerous. It is just that we, the members of Ascalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country. My fellow members, dear friends, please gather and welcome this Ekon as one of our own.
Is he worthy? Is his blood pure?
Well, speak, Dr. Reed, in front of the most sacred blood. The blood of our beloved William Marshall, speak now. Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
Yes, I will.
Then, young Ekon, it is time to testify with your blood. It is time to sign the Book of Allegiance. I know it's awfully gothic and a tad pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation. Delightful. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. Take your place among the bearers of the lance.
One of us! One of us!
I personally went patrolling last night.
That went well, did it not? It is always useful to bolster the troops' morale, especially before a difficult battle.
You have the makings of a general, my lord.
I was, though very long ago. Well, not quite a general, but a proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really want to meet me?
Straight to the point again, young Ekon. All right, let's talk, you and I, Lance Sparrow.
I'm listening, my lord.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic, and your findings were quite alarming.
Do you know Edgar Swansea?
Not personally, but I've been told he has some sort of immortal fetish and is a good friend of yours.
Does it bother you that I consider him my good friend?
As long as you reveal nothing of the club's inner workings, why should I forbid you engaging in conversation with the good Dr. Swansea?
You were spying on me?
Not personally. I rarely leave this building. But once he found you, Fergal kept me informed. Until you put an end to his mission.
Who was Fergal? I don't see him sipping tea with the others in the club.
Fergal Banshire was my squire of sorts. Even before becoming that magnificent beast, he was a brute. He served me well for decades.
No, I mean, what was he? He was clearly no ordinary vampire.
No. He was a Volcod. All muscles and instinct. Quite the rare breed. Ferociously territorial. Mortals often mistake them for werewolves.
Lord Redgrave can play with the brave all he wants.
You do know I killed him?
Yes.
Will you bear ill will towards me for his death?
Of course not. Your victory was quite impressive and courageous. You earned my respect.
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied Scals in London is directly linked to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reed, but for now, my main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, The Guard of Prewen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the Skulls.
I have met peaceful and wise Skulls. To exterminate them means we are no better than vampire hunters.
Skulls are hideous, shameful creatures that give all Ekon a bad name.
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reed. You are now a member of the Ascalon Club and you have carte blanche. Interrogate the locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results.
Have you heard the rumors of some horned vampire revealing himself and singing obscure songs around the city? What is this new malevolence?
Vale. Pregunta a los locales sobre posibles fuentes de infección en el West Wing.
Have been spotted everywhere.
A ver, ¿qué nivel tenemos ahora? Nivel 4. Ya tenemos nivel 4, señores. ¡Buah! Hay unos cuantos que no la podemos comer ya. Con nivel 4 ya lo podemos comerlo. O sea, qué guay. Bueno, a ver. Señores, ¿qué hora es? Bueno, 10 minutos más. Y yo lo que haré, no apagar la consola, es que no se puede guardar partida hasta que no me diga la pantalla arriba. Ya necesito evolucionar. Hasta ahí no quiero ir a evolucionar, porque si no, muchos que están enfermos luego caerán muertos y no me interesa. Entonces lo que haremos, como tenemos el del Pinocho, a la menos 5, aquí 10 minutos, tenemos los cuartos, ¿no? Aquí 10 minutos, da igual donde esté, lo dejo en pausa en la consola, ¿vale? Y luego lo arrancamos. Este juego a las 10 y cuarto. Pero el Pinocho tengo ganas de probarlo. Tengo ganas de probarlo, señores. Que a lo mejor han lanzado un parche y se juega mejor. No lo sé. Pues me pide que mate a los Cal.
I think Lord Redgrave just suggested I was sired by an ancient vampire.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. A great night, what?
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual?
Not really. Wait, now that you mention it, I don't see the McPhersons in my favorite restaurants. They love delicate meals too, you understand.
Thank you. It may be nothing, but I'll investigate anyway. Where do they live?
They have a house in the southern part of the district, somewhere north of the railway bridge. There is a courtyard, if I remember rightly.
I have found a restaurant that could satisfy you, Mr. Russell. The most intriguing and exotic restaurant in London.
Really? You have piqued my interest. Where is it?
It's a place where you eat in complete darkness and try to identify your meal without anything but your palate.
My, oh my, how interesting. It could even be fun to eat a little poisson et frite that way. Oh, thank you, Dr. Reed. Please, have this for your research.
I may have a look at your goods, Mr. Russell.
Este 4. Este me lo quiero comer. Este sí. A ver. Está arriba. Me lo como este.
Yes, sir?
I'm currently investigating sources of the epidemic in this part of town. Do you know anything useful?
Not really. Except all the MacPherson's servants resigned a few days ago. They feared becoming infected, they said.
The MacPhersons? Where do they live?
I think it's a rich house near the railway bridge in the southern part of the district.
Thank you, Avery. We'll talk later.
Your bedroom is ready as always. Good night, sir.
Who could have done such an evil thing?
Yes, sir?
I fulfilled my promise to your father. This house is now yours, murderous son.
It's locked.
Ya me dice que tengo que descansar. Vale. Aquí guardamos partida ya. Por fin. No sé cuál es mejor. Bueno, esto pasa a veces, ¿eh? Me hace gracia cuando guarda partida. Bueno, ya está guardada partida. Nos metemos en 3 minutos con Pinocho, ¿vale? Hola, Gadrin, buenas tardes. Nos vemos en 2 minutos con la Xbox Series X ahora. Hasta ahora. El Vampyr, seguiremos con Analisis cuarto, ¿eh? Analisis cuarto. Está muy interesante. Y yo creo que esta noche lo completamos. Le daremos unas 6 horas esta noche. Si no me entra el sueño, claro. Hasta ahora.